French President Emmanuel Macron's decision to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state this September has triggered a wave of diplomatic tension, laying bare the divisions among Western powers and also drawing sharp rebukes from Israel, the United States, and several European allies. Macron is poised to make France the first permanent Western member of the United Nations Security Council to formally extend recognition to Palestine. The move follows months of private diplomacy and rising pressure over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Macron's first visit in April to Al-Arish near Egypt's border with Gaza proved a turning point. Confronted with dire conditions, he reportedly resolved to shift France's policy stance. However, we see that the decision has not found unified support among France's allies. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni voiced concerns that unilateral recognition before a viable Palestinian state is fully constituted may undermine the peace process. Speaking to La Repubblica, Meloni reiterated support for a two-state solution but warned that symbolic acts could delay rather than advance genuine negotiations. Its foreign minister also reinforced this, stating that recognition must be contingent on reciprocal recognition of Israel. Now we see that the Italian president stands on these issues over there in France. And as the coming days, we will definitely get probably more reports on these issues. A lot of countries have given their remarks on this. Many have accepted it and others have refused to support this recognition by France. But then what is Germany saying? Germany has also held back. A government spokesperson confirmed Berlin does not plan to follow France's lead, citing the need for substantive progress toward a negotiated settlement before recognition becomes meaningful. Macron's plan originally involved coordinating recognition efforts with Saudi Arabia and G7 allies such as the UK and Canada. But according to diplomats, these efforts stalled due to fears that such a move would damage ties with Washington. Left isolated, Macron opted to proceed alone. French officials say the recognition will be formalized during the United Nations General Assembly in September, following a ministerial-level peace conference expected next week. Now, the United States has also expressed deep reservations. Although President Joe Biden's administration supports a two-state solution in principle, it opposes unilateral recognition at this stage. But then, the United States President Donald Trump went further, denouncing the move as a betrayal of Israel. Trump, who had brokered the Abraham Accords and shifted the United States policy sharply pro-Israel during his term, warned that recognizing Palestine while Hamas remains a powerful actor rewards terrorism and weakens peace. Let's take a listen.
Well, he made a statement, France, Macron. His statement doesn't carry any weight. He's a very good guy, I like him, but that statement doesn't carry weight.
The backlash has also emerged from Israel. Officials in Jerusalem warned of consequences for France's diplomatic and security cooperation in the region. Tensions heightened after Israel's parliament passed a non-binding resolution urging the government to apply Israeli law to the occupied West Bank, a move widely interpreted as a step toward annexation. Now we see that domestically, Macron is under pressure from opposing sides. But why is he even pressured? Human rights advocates demand stronger action to this situation. And on the other hand, we see that while pro-Israel groups argue that recognition without guarantees emboldens extremist factions. That's their take right there. But then France's large Muslim and Jewish populations make the issue particularly sensitive. Analysts also suggest Macron's move may be part of a broader strategy to pressure the Palestinian Authority into internal reform and to encourage regional Arab powers to facilitate disarmament and reconstruction in Gaza. Yet, others argue that without meaningful political change, France's recognition will remain symbolic and possibly destabilizing. While Macron positions France as a bold actor willing to challenge diplomatic inertia, Meloni and other European leaders remain cautious, preferring gradual, consensus-driven diplomacy. Now, as the conflict grains on, the growing rift among Western allies reveals a deepening uncertainty over how to restore momentum toward peace and whether unilateral gestures help or hinder that goal. Well, there's a recent development right there. But then moving over to Africa, in an African development, we see that a military court in the Democratic Republic of Congo has opened the trial of former President Joseph Kabila, who is facing charges of treason and other serious crimes linked to alleged support for the M23 rebel group.